Well, good afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don with you. And as promised, we are going to do some live streaming this afternoon as we are anxiously anticipating the big show tonight in Woodland, Alabama. As Little Texas comes to town, Kevin Moon and Kelly Knight's also going to be in concert this evening in Woodland at Warren Sewell Field. And we were supposed to be there, but COVID has finally found us. And in an effort to keep everybody safe, we decided that might not be the smartest thing to do. So we are not going to be there tonight. But instead, we have decided to do some live streaming and bring you all the information, update you on the weather as we go throughout the afternoon. And as you can see on the screen, we do have showers and thunderstorms beginning to develop. Some over there around LaGrange, Georgia, also just north of I-85, just north of Auburn, and a lot of rain down there in southern Mississippi back into portions of Louisiana. We'll talk about all of that coming up in just a few minutes. But right now, Jamie Dukas, our roving reporter, is actually at Warren Sewell Field in Woodland. He's going to be providing us with some live video shots during the day. He has the mayor with him. And Jamie, we're going to turn it over to you and let you and Scott talk a little bit and tell us about what's going to be taking place today in Woodland, Alabama.
Four tables of 8 that are sponsored by different businesses, individuals, some companies around the Randolph County, Clay County, all the way to Claiborne County. But we've got people from all over Carroll County and Georgia, just right across state line. But we've got a whole bunch of sponsors, and we couldn't do it without them. So we will be going through that list of everybody tonight 2 or 3 times and thanking them. So that's how we are able to have this. The community puts everything in. The Woodland Area Civic Club is the one that puts on the event, and we have the high school boys down here now helping us set up. We couldn't do it without them. FFA is going to do the concessions. The cheerleaders will be doing the serving of the sponsorship tables. We've got food. We've got the volleyball team is doing the parking. So it's a whole community, and the school gets involved too. So everybody gets a little piece of it. It's not about just making a lot of money or nothing like that. Matter of fact, it's more about just giving back to the community. So a great night planned, and I'm excited about it. Rain or shine. I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to rain or not, but I've got dibs on not. So that's my statement.
We have we had a little audio issue when we first got going. We were using a brand new piece of technology here, and we're having to work the bugs out of it. I think my computer may be. I may have given my computer COVID as well, but I think we have the audio issues worked out now. And I'm looking in the chat room. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay, and if you can hear Jamie and Scott okay. Somebody let me know for sure about that. But I wanted to come back to you just for a minute, and I know your camera operator, the arm's getting really tired. I understand. You were talking just a few moments ago. I think you said Little Texas will be there in about an hour, and then we're going to start with the sound checks and start to get things. Now, tell me, looking behind you guys there, looking at the stage, I see tables out there on the 50-yard line there at the football stadium in Woodland. Tell us, what are the tables all about?
So what we've got there, we've got 44 tables, and they're sponsorships. So we've got businesses, we've got individuals, companies that are sponsoring the event, and each one of them have the 8 tickets, food, drinks, advertising, parking, and so they're getting more than, it's not just a donation. They're coming to have a good time too. So if we couldn't do it without sponsors, and that's how we are able to do this whole shoot matches there.
Now this is the 14th annual, correct?
Be the
fifth annual. I'm sorry, where that came from. Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I don't believe it's going on 14 years. But anyway, 5th annual. All right, and so this is the Vern Fest. We all know, most of us know why, but now look, we're broadcasting around the world right now. So tell us a little bit of the history behind Vern Fest.
So, like I said, this is 5 years. Vern grew up in the Woodland area, and so for the last, I don't know, we've been talking about it for several years, even prior to the first concert we had. But it's just something that we felt like we wanted to do to kind of remember Vern and you know, his legacy and, you know, the voice of the country music, you know, years ago. And being from here, we just felt like we wanted to do that. We've got the road named after him from Georgia, from the Georgia line all the way to New Hope, Alabama. And the stretch highway, Vern Gosden Highway. And, you know, and the proceeds to this concert, we're trying to build up enough money to build a little amphitheater out here, kind of naming it in honor of Vern, and you know, that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of hard work from the community and putting this thing together.
And if you don't know who Vern Gosden is, do yourself a favor and Google Vern Gosden when we finish, so that you can. I know some of you younger folks may not know who Vern Gosden is, but I see Jamie smiling. He's young. He knows who Vern Gosden is.
Dr. Don, my earliest memory of Vern Gosden was back in 1983. It was the fall of 1983. He was on Hee Haw introducing Woodland. And, you know, Hee Haw did the thing. Woodland, Alabama population, it was 200. So how many we got now?
We're topping 250.
250. So we're growing. It's taken us 40 years, but we're growing.
Yeah, Vern's right up there with Merle Haggard and George Jones, all the classic guys. Everybody always very much respected Vern Gosden. And though I'm not a Randolph County native, I did spend 22 years there, so I consider Randolph County my home. And I was always very proud of the fact that Vern Gosden, of course, I was in country music at that time too, so always fascinated by Vern Gosden and his work, and very proud of the fact that he was from Randolph County, and particularly from the Woodland, the greater suburbs of Woodland, Alabama. Vern Gosden. I when I first got into radio, I was good friends with Rhubarb Jones. He was down in Montgomery, the late Rhubarb Jones. He was in Montgomery for years. That's where I first started, and then he went on to do a lot of work in the Atlanta area for years and years and years. And he loved him some Vern Gosden. And I knew where Woodland, Alabama was before I ever knew where Roanoke, Alabama was, and it was because of Vern Gosden, to be quite honest with you. So.
Absolutely.
So we're going to have a good time celebrating the life and accomplishments of Vern Gosden tonight, the 5th annual Vern Fest in Woodland, Alabama at Warren Sewell Field. So tickets. So if someone hasn't already purchased tickets, how do they go about doing that?
So we will have tickets at the gate, $25 general admission tickets. We do have some of the season tickets, which are the reserve seats. We've got some of them left as well. They're $40, but you can get them at the gate. You also can go online and go to Eventbrite and order them online as well. So, here at the gate online, and you can get them as well.
All right, so
And
maybe when we get finished, Jamie, if you'll send me that link, then I'll put that up and we can show that throughout the rest of the day as well. So, folks, if you're wondering about the weather, you can clearly see we have partly cloudy skies in Woodland, Alabama. It's nice out there right now. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. You guys are going to deal with a shower or two this afternoon. I mean, that's going to happen, but our hope is we can get that done before gates open and before the show starts, and everything will go great for the rest of the afternoon. It is what it is. And I just really hope that folks won't let a little rain keep you from coming out and having a great time at the 5th Annual Vern Fest in Woodland, Alabama. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back with you several times throughout the rest of the day. Dana Barker from WTVM is going to join us here in just a little while, and I'm going to get his thoughts on this weather that we're looking at, and we'll continue to do this throughout the remainder of the day. So, again, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you guys back in here very shortly on Dr. Don's weather. Thanks, Mayor, and thank you, Jamie. Appreciate you guys. Yes, sir. All right, so let's take a look at the radar right now, and as you can see, we do have a few showers and thunderstorms beginning to develop across the area, and I'm going to take you a little bit closer. Let's get the right screen pulled up. Here we go. We'll go in a little bit closer on East Alabama, and you can see that we do have some showers down here in Chambers County, basically from Camp Hill back up to Lafayette, back over to Lynette and north. One very small shower just moved through extreme southeast Randolph. It's over in Heard County now. And then a few scattered showers along I-85 just north of Lynette, back down into portions of Harris County, southern Troup County, and then a few scattered light showers over there around Alexander City. So right at the moment, we're high and dry up here in Woodland, Alabama, where we were just talking to Jamie Dukas and Mayor Scott up there, and you can see that we have no precipitation around the area at the moment. We can go back up there and take Jamie's live shot, and you can see those partly cloudy skies up there in Woodland, Alabama as we get set for the 5th Annual Vern Fest. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Coming up on 1226 on the central side of the time zone. We'll be back in here probably around 1 or 1:30, and we'll do another break and show you what things look like up there in Woodland. You've been watching live coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Don't forget to send us those Facebook stars and go to drdonwx.com and hit that donate button to help support us here on Dr. Don's Weather. We'll see you back in here soon from Dr. Don's Weather and Woodland, Alabama.